Hi, welcome to the video Spring Security Multiple Login Pages Examples. I am Nam Hà Minh from CodeJava.net. In this video, I'd like to share with you how to code different login modules for different types of users in the same Spring Boot application with Spring Security. In details, you will learn how to code admin login and user login modules using the same authentication source, and how to code admin login and customer login modules using different authentication sources. Note that you will see the code examples with Spring Boot version 2.7.0 and Spring Security version 5.7.1. That means no use of the Web Security Configure Adapter class, and it is deprecated in the new version of Spring Boot and Spring Security. And for the sake of simplicity and focus to the point, I used H2 in-memory database with a plain text password for user credentials. So I'll walk you through the development of a Java Spring Boot project based on the following technologies: Spring Web, Spring Data JPA, Spring Security, Thymeleaf, H2 database. And for software programs, I used Java Development Kit OpenJDK with Java version 11 and Spring Tool Suite IDE. And this is a user interface of the web application which we are going to develop using Java and Spring Boot and Spring Security. You see the home page displays two login options. The first one for admin user login and the second one for regular user login. And this is the admin login form. This is the user login form. And this is the admin home page that appears after successful login as an admin user. You see it displays the welcome message, username, and logout button. And similarly, this is a user home page that will be displayed after successful login as a regular user. That means that the application provides two different login pages for two different types of users, admin user and regular user. And in the next few minutes, you'll see how to code this project. Let's get started by creating a new project. So in Spring Tool Suite IDE, go to menu, File, New, Spring Starter Project. Enter the project name. For example, Code Java Application. And the project type is Maven Java version 11. Group ID net.code Java. Artifact ID code Java application. Description. Demo multiple login pages with Spring Security. Package net.code Java. Click Next. And for the dependencies, choose H2 database, Spring Security, Spring Web, Spring Data JPA, Thymeleaf, and Spring Boot DevTools for automatic restart and reload for code changes. And you can notice I choose Spring Boot version is 2.7.1. Okay, and click Finish. Okay, we've got the project created here. You see the main class and the Maven project file pom.xml. You can see Spring Boot version 2.7.1, Java version 11, and the dependencies for Data JPA, Security, Thymeleaf, Web, Thymeleaf, Xchat for Spring Security, and DevTools, H2 database, and start a test. Okay. Now we are going to write code to implement multiple login pages using the same authentication source. Here are some guidelines. The type of user is identified by role such as admin or user, and the admin module and user module share the same user detail service and password encoder beans. And then we need to configure a separate Spring security filter chain for each module using the HTTP security and matcha statement like this. That means all the admin pages should have the path in the URL starting with /admin, and all the pages in the user module should have the path in the URL starting with /user. Firstly, we need to code some Java classes for the repository layer, such as the user entity class, the role enum, the user repository interface, and the database loader class that initializes some sample users in H2 in-memory database. Okay, come back to the project and let's create a new Java class that represents a user. And before that, we create an enum type role and specify the constants admin and user. So the type of a user is identified by role admin or user. Okay, and then in the user entity class, we have the fields ID, email, password, and role. And for using Spring Data API, we need to use some annotations, entity, and table to specify the mapping table is users. And for the ID field, we need to use the ID annotation and generated value with the strategy is generation type identity. And for the field email, we need to specify some constraints such as unique, true, nullable, false, and maximum length. Maximum length is about 40 characters. And for the password field, we specify the constraint nullable equal false, and maximum length is 10 characters. And for the field row, we need to use the annotation enumerated enum type is string. Okay, and then we generate getters and setters for all the fields, and we need to create a couple of constructors and an empty constructor. Okay, so this is the code of the user entity class that represents the user. The type of the user is identified by the role name, admin or user. Okay, and then we code the interface to use Spring Data API user repository interface, and we extend the correct repository interface defined by Spring Data API. The entity type is user and the type of the ID field is integer. Okay, and in this user repository interface, we define a method find by email. Note that Spring Data JPA we automatically generate the code and the SQL statement according to the method signature. Yeah, so we just declare the method. Okay, and then we code a class that initializes some sample data database loader. Use the configuration annotation, and here we have a reference to the user repository report, and we let Spring Framework inject an instance of user repository via constructor. Okay, like this, and then we declare a bin of type command line runner. So the code in this method will be executed upon application startup. Initialize database. Okay, and we return a lambda expression for an object of type command line runner, and here we persist some user objects into the database. So we create a new user object, user one, new user, name is admin, and add code java.net, password admin 123, and row is admin. We proceed to admin users. David@gmail.com. David123 row admin, and we create two regular users with a row user 3, new user Alex 123, and the row is just user, and the fourth user Jane@gmail.com. Jane123 row is user, and then we proceed these 4 user objects using repo save all list of user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, and then we print sample database initialized. Okay, and now let's run the application for the first time to make sure the code in the repository layer is working properly. So start the application. Okay, you see sample database initialized here, and you see H2 database. Okay, so far so good. Next, last code Spring MVC controller class, the main controller class, to implement some handler methods such as view homepage, view admin login page, view admin homepage, view user login page, and view user homepage. And then we code the view pages, the HTML pages to show the homepage like this, the admin login form like this, and the user login form like this. Okay, come back to the project, and we create a new Spring MVC controller class, main controller. Use the annotation controller. And in this class we just have some handler methods. The first one is for the home page with the get mapping annotation and the empty URL mapping, public string view home page, and we return the logical view name, which is index, and then we create the index HTML file under the template folder here. Index. Okay, and we use Thymeleaf, so we declare XML namespace th prefix like this. And the title of the page is Welcome to Code Java Application. We have a root div section, center the content, and we have the heading Welcome to Code Java.net. Heading 2 Welcome to Code Java.net. And we have two hyperlinks that allows the user to log in as admin or user. So this should be h4 a tag href equal admin login, and the URL path for the admin login page is /admin/login, and the second link for user login the path is /user/login. Okay, and now we test in Chrome browser. Localhost port number 8080. You see, the first time we see the login form, the sign form, because Spring security is present in the class path. This is a default behavior of Spring security. So to display the home page, we need to configure Spring security filter chain. So we create a new Java class here, admin security config, and we use the configuration annotation. And then we need to declare a bin of type Spring security filter chain. Sorry, the type is security filter chain, and the method name filter chain1, and the method parameter is an object of type HTTP security HTTP. Okay, and then to allow public access, everyone access to the home page, we need to use this statement HTTP authorize request and matcher for the path / here, and permit all, and then and build, or we just return http not build here. We need to add those exception here. Okay, so this is the minimum security configuration. I think we got an error here. We need to specify order for the security filter chain is order number 1. Okay, let me stop and start the application again. Start. Okay, the application has started successfully now. And let's see. We don't see any Spring security message here. Okay, let's access the home page again. And now you see the home page appears, and you see two links: admin login and user login. We need to center the align center here. Center the content. Okay, you see admin login, user login, and now we code the HTML file for the admin login form. So under templates here, we create a new folder. A new folder for admin. And inside we create an HTML file which the name is admin underscore login. Change the title of the page: admin login, code java.net. This is the user interface of the admin login form. You see the heading: admin login, code java.net. And then we update the main controller here. We need to have another handler method that shows the admin login from the path /admin/login. This should be view admin login page and return the logical view name admin login. Okay, and then we write the code for the login form. Here I used a form here. Form gh action equal /admin/login, and method is post. Okay, and inside the form I used a table. The first row is for the email field. Email input type equal email require. And the second row is for user password. Password input type equal password. Okay, now let's check admin login. Click admin login here. The path is /admin login. Let me check. Sorry, we need to save the main controller class. Okay. View the home page and click link admin login. You see the admin login form here, and we should have the login button. In the last row of the table here. Input type equal submit, value is login. Okay, refresh login button here. Center the button. Okay, you see my login, and we should have a blank line. Okay, so we have done coding the admin login form. We need to enter email and password. And similarly, we code the user login form, user login page. So we create a new folder under template folder here, user, and we create a new HTML file, uh, user login, user login. So we just change the text user login here, change the action of the form to slash user slash login. Okay. And then we update the main controller class, adding another handler method to show the user login page like this. Get mapping slash user login view user login page user slash user underscore login. Okay. Okay, and now test the user login form. Click the second hyperlink user login. You see the user login form. And now we come to write the code for the authentication. We need to code a new class custom user details that implements the user details interface defined by Spring Security, and code the custom user details service that implements the user details service interface declared by Spring Security. And then we configure the authentication in the admin security config class, declare a bin of type user detail service, a bin of type password encoder, and configure the Spring security filter chain. Okay, come back to the project, and we code a new class here, new class custom user details, and its super interface is user details here. Okay, finished. Okay, and here we have a field of type user, and generate a constructor using field user here. Okay, and then we override the method get authorities here. We need to create a list collection granted authorities equal new array list, return authorities, and here we simply add a granted authority object with the role name of the current user. So we put authorities add new granted authority, new simple granted authority, and the role name from the user, get role to string. Okay, and in the get password we return user get password, get username we return user get email, and for the rest methods we just return true for all the rest methods. This user details class will be used by Spring Security. Okay, and then we code the next class for the user detail service, custom user details service, and implement the interface user details service. Finished. Okay, and here we need to have auto wire, an object of type user repository report, and we update the code in the load user by username method here. We get a user object file by email username here. It returns a user object user. Let me check the repository here. It should return a single user object because email is unique. Okay, and then we check if user object is now, then we throw new username not found exception. No user found for the given email. Else we return a new custom user details object wrapping the user object. Make sense? Okay, and then we come to configure admin security config here. We need to declare a bin of type user details service, and we return a new instance of the user custom user detail service, class here, and we also declare a bin of type password encoder, and for the sake of simplicity we used plain text password encoder, so we used no op password encoder get instance to use plain text for password. Don't worry about the deprecation notice here. Okay, let me see. Now we need to stop the application. Okay, and then we update the code in the filter chain 1 method here. Configure the Spring security filter chain http.unmatcher, and for all the URLs having the path starting with /admin, we authorize access like this: authorize request, and we for any request we require the user must has the authority or the role name admin, you see. Okay, and then we configure the form login and form login, and we specify the URL of the login page is /admin/login, and specify the username parameter is email, because in the login form admin login here we specify the name is email, and the name of the password field is password. Okay, and then we specify the login processing URL, which is a path in the login form, the action of the login form, which is /admin/login. You see /admin/login here. Okay, and then we specify the default success URL, which is page to which the user will be redirected after successful login. So we specify the URL is /admin/home, and then we permit access to everyone to the login form, and then we configure the logout. We specify the logout URL. Logout URL is /admin/logout, and we specify the logout success URL. After the admin user has logged out successfully, we direct the user to the home page of the application. Okay, so this is the configuration of separating security filter chain for authentication for admin login page. Okay, and then we need to code the admin home page that is displayed after successful login. So we update the main controller class here. Add a new handler method. To show the admin login home. Show admin. So sorry, to show the admin home page. The path is /admin/home. And the logical view name is under admin_home. Okay, and then we copy the code here. Copy this HTML file and paste, and change the file name to admin home. Admin_home. Now we write code for the admin home page that looks like this. The heading: Welcome to Code Java.net Admin Control Panel. The username is the email address of the currently login user and the logout button. Okay, let's update the HTML file here. Code Java.net. This is welcome to Code Java.net Admin Control Panel. The heading is Welcome to Code Java.net Admin Control Panel. And then we display the email address of the currently logged in user. But for now, we want to test the login function for admin user. Okay, so click admin login here. Sorry, I need to start the application. And for testing, we use the credentials in the database loader class here. Two users of type admin and two users of type user. Okay, now I enter an invalid credential. So I get the login error here. So we should display the error message on the login form here. So here I add a new div section to show the error message, and the condition is the presence of the parameter error in the URL. Here you see I use heading 4 and specify the color, style, color red, and the value of the actual error message. We need to use this variable session dot string underscore security underscore last underscore exception and dot message. Okay, test fail login again. And you see the error message appears bad credentials. Okay, now let me enter correct credential, correct username and password. Admin at codejava.net. Password is admin123. Click login. You see, I see the admin homepage. Welcome to Code Java.net Admin Control Panel. Here, that means the authentication is successful. Now let's update the code to show to display the username or the email of the current user. here using Thymeleaf syntax. The username is uses expression request dot user principal dot principal and dot username, and you see it shows the username is the email address here, and finally shows a logout button in a form, because Spring Security requires the logout request must be in HTTP post. Action of the form is /admin/logout. It should match the logout processing URL in the configuration here, /admin/logout. Okay, and the method is post, and we have a logout button here. Input type equal submit, value is logout. Okay, and I see the logout button here. If I click logout, I receive the home page. You see admin login again, and this time I log in as the user david@gmail.com here. Enter wrong password, you see, and enter correct password. You see the username is david@gmail.com, and click logout. And similar to the authentication of admin users, now we come to write code for the authentication of a regular user. We need to code another Spring security configuration class, user security config, and configure the second Spring security filter chain. And also we code the user homepage that is similar to the admin homepage. Okay, come back to the project. Okay, and now we copy and paste here to code the second security configuration class, user security config. And because we have two Spring security filter chains, so we need to specify different orders. So this user security config should have the order number 2. And because the two modules share the same user detail service and password encoder, so we delete the bin declaration for user detail service and password encoder. Okay, and we delete this statement. It is already in the admin security config class, and we change the path here is to user, and the role name here is to user, and the login page is user. Let's change admin to user. Okay, so the code of the second Spring security configuration class is quite simple. Note that we use the and matcher and followed by the path here. That means all the requests having this path in the URL require the user to have the authority user or the role name user. Okay, and then we code the user homepage. Change the name, user home. Yeah. Welcome to CodeJava.net user page. And change the action of the logout form here, /user/logout. Okay, and then we update the Spring MVC controller here to add another handler method that returns the logical view name for the user home view, user home page, user underscore home. Okay, and start the application to test login as a regular user. You see, we need to change the method name in the second security config class. It should be filter chain 2 because the method name is used for the bin name. In the first config class, we have the method filter chain 1, and in the second class, we have the method filter chain 2. Okay, start the application again. Okay, successful. And now let me test login as a regular user. Okay, let me use a credential here. alex@gmail.com, and I enter a wrong password. I also need to update the user login form to display the error message. Alex. Okay, yeah, it was a message bad credentials. Alex 1, 2, 3. Let me check. User security config, user Alex admin user login. Alex 1, 2, 3. Login. Something wrong. Sorry, I need to specify the field name here. Email and password. Okay, this time it should work. alex@gmail.com. Alex 1, 2, 3. Login. I think I need to stop and start the application again. Start. This is a user login form. This is a user security config. And if you look at the console view, you see the message will secure ant button /admin and /user. That means there are two Spring security filter chains for two different URL patterns, admin and user. Okay. User login here. Alex. User login. Alex. Okay, you see, now I have successfully logged in, signed in as a regular user, and you see the username is alex@gmail.com. Click log out and log in as the second regular user with the username and password is jane@gmail.com. Jane123. Jane@gmail.com. and Jane123. Okay, you see, successfully signed in, log out. And if somehow I try to access user home here, I must log in, you see. Admin home here. I must log in as an admin user. And now this time I try to use like user credential to log in as an admin user, and I should got an error. You see, I got the error for 3 forbidden, meaning that I am not authorized to access the admin homepage with the role user. Only the user has the role admin has permission to view the page. Okay, so that we have done implementing the code for multiple logins using the same authentication source. Now, I'm going to show you how to write code that implements multiple login pages using different authentication sources or different authentication providers for each module. Here are some guidelines. There are two different user types, such as admin and customer, and we use separate user details, service, and password encoder beans for each module, and use separate authentication provider for each module, and configure a separate Spring security filter chain for each module using HTTP and matcher statement like this. That means all the admin pages should have the URL path starting with /admin, and all the customer pages should have the path in the URL starting with /customer. So for the code in the admin login module, we remove row from the user entity class, and in the admin security config class, we declare a new bin of type authentication provider. Okay, come back to the project and let's update the code. Update the code. We need to create a separate package for admin and customer, and we delete the row enum, because now we have distinct user type, user and customer. So we delete a few row here. Delete the get and set for a row field here. Okay. And we update the custom user details class here. Here in the get authorities method, we just return null. And update the database loader class. Now we just add two users and remove the code for the row name. Okay, and we move some classes to the new package. User repository, user security config, custom user details, custom user detail service. Okay, you see. Sorry, we move the admin security config class, and we move the user security config to the customer package. Okay, and we change the name to customer security config. Customer security config. Okay, and we also update the code in the main controller here. Just change the name from user to customer. Login, admin home, customer home, view customer home page, view customer login page. Okay, and we rename the directory user here to customer, and also rename the HTML file name to customer underscore home and customer underscore login. And we change the text here in the HTML code, change user to customer here. Okay, and update the code in the customer home page here. Your email is and link for the logout form customer. Okay, and also update the home page here. This should be slash customer slash login and customer login. And we update the admin security config class here. Here we define the bin of type password encoder 1 to specify the name is password encoder 1. Filter chain 1 user detail service, and now we need to declare a bin of type authentication provider. Yeah. Type is DAO, authentication provider. Authentication provider 1. And here we create a new object of type DAO, authentication provider, equal new DAO authentication provider, return provider. And we set the user detail service, set user detail service, and set password encoder. Set password encoder 1. All right, and then in the filter chain method here, we specify the authentication provider for the HTTP security object. Authentication provider 1. Okay, so this is a change for the admin authentication module. Okay, now let's start the application to test login as admin user. Okay, view the home page. Admin login, customer login. You see, admin login. David@gmail.com. David123. I got the error for 3 because I specify the role name here. So remove this has authority authenticated or requires authentication. Okay, test again. Admin login, David@gmail.com. David123. Okay, I have signed successfully as an admin user. Click logout. And for the customer login, the customer authentication, we do similar to the admin module. We need to create a new entity class, customer code customer repository interface update database loader to proceed some customer objects into H2 in-memory database. Code the customer user details class, code the customer user details service class, and code the customer security config class. Okay, come back to the project, close all the files here, and now let me copy and paste the the user entity class here. Paste here. Stop the application. Change the name to customer. Okay, change the table name to customers. And for customer we have another field is full name. Length is 40, and we generate getter and setter for full name. And update the constructor that takes full name. This full name equal full name. Okay, and code the customer repository interface. Customer repository. Its super interface is CRUD repository. Type is customer integer, and we also have the method file by email. It should return a single customer object. Okay, and then we update the database loader class here. We need to have another reference to customer repository here, customer report. So we need to change this name to user report, and we regenerate the constructor with two fields, user report and customer report. And besides persisting two user objects, we also persist two customer objects like this. Customer 1 equal new customer. Email alex@gmail.com. Password Alex 2020, and full name is Alex Stevenson. And the second customer is Mary@gmail.com. Password Mary 2020. Mary Smith, and we use customer report. Save all list of customer 1 and customer 2. Okay, and then we need to create a new class of type user details similar to this one. So I think I can copy and paste here and change the name to customer user details. And we change the type here to customer. Customer as password customer get email. Okay. Okay, and we will also need to code a class of Thai user detail service similar to this one. So copy, paste, change the name to customer user detail service, and update the code. This should be customer repository. Customer repository. This should be customer object, customer, no customer file for the given email, and return a new customer user details object, customer. Okay. And then we update the customer security configuration class here because we need to use different authentication sources or different authentication providers. So in this config class, we also need to declare separate detail service, user detail service, and password encoder with different type for the user detail service. Here it should be a custom detail service and return custom detail service. Return new custom detail service, custom user detail service. Yeah, customer user detail service and password encoder 2. So we give the name for the bin of type password encoder is password encoder 2 to avoid conflict with the another bin password encoder 1 here. And we also need to declare a bin of type DAO authentication provider, and we use a different name, authentication provider 2. And here we pass the return type of customer user detail service and password encoder 2. Okay, and here we update the code here, authenticated, and this should be customer login, customer home, customer logout, and finally here we need to specify the authentication provider is the object returned from the method authentication provider 2. So we have separate authentication provider, separate authentication source for the customer module. Okay, I think now we can test login as the customer. Start the application. Okay, and you see the message WebSecurityConfigurerAdapter for pattern/admin and pattern/customer. That means there are two separing security filter chains for two different URL patterns. Okay, now let me sign as a customer. Okay, if I use credential from user here, I should be rejected. David 1 2 3. You see bad credentials because the authentication provider is different. So I need to use the credential of a customer, such as alex@gmail.com here. Alex 2020. You see, I have signed successfully as a customer. Welcome to CodeJava.net customer page. Log out and log in as another customer, Mary. Mari 2020. You see, successfully Mari here. Okay, so we have done coding multiple login pages using different authentication sources, admin users and customer users. Okay, great. So you have learned how to implement multiple login pages, multiple login modules with Spring security in the same Spring Boot application. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video. Thanks for watching.